Hi class. So I'm going to go over lesson 89 now, and we're going to be talking about improper fractions. So on the left here I have the definition of an improper fraction. So these are fractions that are greater than or equal to 1. That's your improper fraction, okay? Greater than or equal to 1. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So if you look over here at this picture on the right, I have two whole circles, right? Or two circles, excuse me. This first one is one whole circle that's shaded, okay? So I've got a half, and that makes a whole. So I've got one whole here. And then over here, I have just half of it shaded. So I've got half of a circle. I'm just going to write half right there. And this is 1. So when we figured out that this was 1, you can actually see that they're split into 2 parts because I wanted it to match this half over here. Okay? Even though the whole thing's shaded, I split it up so that it matches this so it's easier for us to see. So 1 whole is the same as 1/2 plus 1/2, right? That made up 1 whole. And over here we just have 1/2. So altogether we have a total of 1, 2, 3 halves. Okay, 1, 2, 3 halves altogether. And like I said before, when we had 1/2 and a half, like in this problem right here, or this picture, that equaled a whole. Okay, so when you have more than a whole, or even if it's equal to a whole, that's called an improper fraction. Okay, this right here, this 3 halves, I'm going to write it out for you so you know how to say it. 3 halves. That is an improper fraction. Now I'm going to go over the example that they give you in the book underneath this. This example tells us to draw circles to show that 2 3/4 equals 11/4. So we have to show that this mixed number right here equals this improper fraction. So I'm going to start out by drawing the circles, and if I look at the denominator in this problem, they both have a 4 in the denominator. So I'm going to split my circles into fourths. I'm just going to start by drawing 2 right now. Okay. Into fourths. Remember, they need to be equal parts when we're dealing with fractions. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw one more circle because I know I'm going to need one more circle. Okay, so this mixed number right here tells me I have 2 holes. So I'm going to shade in 2 whole circles first. Okay. And I like to shade kind of a little sloppier because I don't want to forget that these are split into fourths, okay? I want to still see those lines where I separated them. So that was 1 hole and 2 holes now because up here it said we had 2 holes. Now over here it said there's 3/4, so that's part of a hole. So I have to fill in 3 of these pieces. Okay. Now, I want to double check to make sure that this does represent 11/4. So I'm going to count up all of the fourths that are shaded in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it did. We showed exactly what it told us to do. All it said was draw circles to show that this equaled this. And this is all you have to do to represent that. Okay?